Hey, so it's Paul here again, and we're going to look today at the Move tool and the new updates to that. When I click on the Move tool, it's one of those tools that selects objects as well as being a multifunctional tool in other ways. And you'll notice that as I float over this cube here, you see these red crosses, which are kind of like the rotate function, but you also have these this dot floating here. When I float over the dot, you can see the cube becomes translucent, and that's because the Move tool has this functionality where it will allow you to look at the back of the object, look into the object, so that you can use that as a kind of grip for placing it with other objects. But as I tap the Command key on Mac, or it's the Alt key on Windows, you'll see that the position of the control points changes. So in this instance, you've got the midpoints of each of the sides are showing, and again it'll look at the back of the object. If I float over to kind of one of the relevant midpoints there, the midpoint in the back group there. So yeah, so you can see how that works. As I tap again, it's now looking at the center point of each of the faces. So if I go to a center point that is kind of in an obscure location, I need to rotate there, in an obscure location, it's also grabbing that as a control point. And if I tap again, it is going to go to the actual, this is the center of the object that's showing up here. So it's the very center of the object. Okay, so with the Move tool as well, as you probably know, it's the copy tool. When I hit Control on Windows or Alt on Mac, you get this plus sign showing up, which means it's going to copy rather than be a Move tool. So when I pick a point that I want to copy from, it's going to copy from that point to a destination point. It's always good. It's always important to pick a good point to copy from, knowing where that's going to go to. Next thing is a new update to SketchUp since 2020 is that when you hit Control on Windows or Alt on Mac, so as I said, you get the plus sign showing up. When you hit it again, you get this other kind of little icon showing up, which signifies the stamp tool. Now what the stamp tool does is it gives you the capability to make multiple copies of an object. So you can just keep going until you hit escape. So that's really the new updates to the Move tool. I'm going to move on to some of the other new updates, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thanks. We all know that SketchUp is an amazing 3D modeling tool, but did you know Sketchup Pro does beautiful construction documents? If you're curious, check out the link to my book, Construction Documents Using SketchUp Pro, updated for 2024.
There are still some architects that do not know how to use SketchUp. This is unbelievable.